Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to our live stream. Today, we're going to be announcing the winners for the August Art Dare, and we're also going to be announcing the October Art Dare. And if you would like to learn how to turn your artistic weakness into your strength, check out artprof.org, where we have lots of free resources, tutorials, critiques, art dares, pro development, and all that cool stuff. So, Clara, why don't you get us started on the conversation?
Yes, the August Art Dare was to go for a nature walk, pick up some nature item, and create an artwork based on that. So we're very excited to get started. We're going to show Isabel Frejoso. I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name. She's from the US. And Isabel explains, I found these yellow flowers out while jogging. They're growing all over the sides of roads in Southern California right now. So we actually have several versions of the flower. And I love so much, Jordan, that each flower is doing something different. The
Mhm.
fact that this flower is drooping downwards,
Mhm.
that's such a beautiful gesture. And it
Yeah.
gives the flower so much personality. How do you see this flower here?
This one just seems very lively and action oriented. I almost if it were talking, I would almost picture it going like, "Look at me, I'm here." And I think that's a lot of fun, and it breaks up uh, the monotony because I think we're very used to seeing flowers generally, and so it feels like you add character to them. And I think that's something that Claire and I are particularly enjoying.
You can also see there's a second page here, and I really like the back view of the flowers in the upper right because people tend to think about flowers as being front facing all the time. And so when Isabel shows us the back view of the flower, you start to appreciate the parts of the flower that are not petals. And oh boy, beautiful colored pencil technique, Jordan.
Yeah, no, I love the technique as well. And you brought up a good point. I don't think I've seen an art piece with flowers as the main focal point facing the other way. That's something I don't think I've ever. And you might see it in a part of a piece as the landscape or something like that, but I don't think I've seen that as the main thing. And that's actually really really unique. I like that a lot, and I like how these flowers are all closed too. I wanted to mention that. That's really neat.
Some really nice comments from people in the chat. Barbara says the flower is so detailed. It's great. Melissa says beautiful studies. Pat says lighting on that back view is beautiful. And Seven Angelic says lots of attention to all the details. We love hearing everybody's take on these art dares because I really do see the art dares as a community effort. Okay, the next artist we're going to look at is Carolina Makova. Again, I don't know how to say your name correctly. Sorry. She is from the Czech Republic and explains, I really like the color of these rowan berries, the way the sunlight hits them. Tried to work fast because my paintings start to look flat when I take too long. I like the warm color palette and how the canvas shows through in some places. So this is a work in progress, and how fun to see that early stage of the painting,
Mhm.
and then this is the final piece.
Oh wow, that's so cool. I love how different the energies feel. Like the one the before feels so active and lively, and then this one it feels much more calm and serene. And there's something about it that just feels very soothing for me. You know?
Yeah, it definitely has a very substantial mood to it. I feel like these are very emotional rowan berries. And that's just so great because to me, what Carolina's doing is bringing her view of the berries to us, because you could paint them however you want. You could paint them so they're a little bit perkier, but these are very moody berries. And I love that about this piece. Like that dark background is so cool.
Yeah.
Sarah is saying beautiful, soft details. And I'm so glad, Lexa, that you can join us for a live stream. Bonlick says, love how soft and delicate they are. Amanda says, love the buildup, the energy on the first one. Barbara, I believe it's acrylic. I hope so. I don't have it in my notes right this second, but I believe that's what it is. And great to see the range of colors. You
Mhm.
can see the yellow highlights on the berries. That dark purple background, I think, is working beautifully. What about these leaves, Jordan?
No, these are great. I actually especially love the leaf on the left, how you can see a lot of the texture details as it comes into the light, and as it backs in behind that leaf and goes into the darkness, it starts to dissipate, just disappear a little bit. That's really great detail right there, and I think something a lot of people would miss. So I'm glad you added that in your piece here.
Carolina, all I can say is Caravaggio would be very proud of that chiaroscuro lighting that you have in the background. All right, next artist we're going to look at is Bonnie Lynx. And I believe Bonnie is in the chat with us live, so welcome. Bonnie says, I found some pokeweed on my nature walk. I'd read you can make ink from the berries. So I crushed the berries and poured the juice into a small ramekin, added a splash of vinegar. It was similar to watercolor, lifted well, which surprised me because I was expecting it to be more staining. So here are the berries. And then, Jordan, this is the first pass of the juice on the right-hand side. And then
Mhm.
you can see, wow, isn't this just so luscious with color?
That is amazing. Yeah, that looks like the nice saturated color that you need for some food. That's one thing I learned whenever you're painting food, especially fruit, you got to get as saturated as possible. And the fact that you painted it with the actual berry itself is kind of meta. I'm not gonna lie, but I love it.
Yes, Bonnie is here live with us in the chat. I'm so happy you can join us. I'm really impressed that you got such a range of value because some of the darks in the berries are pretty rich. But then, Jordan, I am just so in love with those highlights.
Yeah, it's the highlights. The highlights always do it for me when it comes to food too.
And even though we're so mesmerized by the berries right now, I will say I love how light and delicate the stem is. Even you see the two stems at the bottom, how they're sort of disappearing into that white background. I think that is so lovely.
Mhm. Yeah, I also like that too, and especially at the top, the berry that's blocking that stem, how you can still see the separation between the stem and berry just by very subtle values. There's no change in hue or anything like that, and in some cases even saturation, but you can still see that back and forth, which is excellent technique.
Yeah. And Bonnie says, I was too. I didn't think it would layer so well. Yeah, I was surprised too, because sometimes when I've tried to do things like dyes with fruit. It never comes out as awesome as you wanted to. Maybe I'm using the wrong berries or something, but I am just so excited by how sumptuous the colors and the value are in this piece, Bonnie. You did such an amazing job. All right, the next artist we're going to look at is Anna Weider Blank. They are from the US. And Anna explains, I started collecting walking sticks during hikes at the Bird Cliff Artist Residency. Many of my paintings have trees in them. I use the sticks to extend the paintings into the natural wooded spaces. I like to think of these sticks as bridges between painted trees and actual trees. So we have one image here with Anna in the background, but we have here also a more clear view. You can see there's the painting, but then the painted sticks become this extension of that painting. And what a brilliant way to incorporate the artwork into the outdoor space. And Jordan, I'm in love with these sticks. Aren't these gorgeous?
Yeah, I love the colors. They're all so fun and vibrant. It's like what I imagined a Dr. Seuss stick would look like. It's just so fun and lively. And if I were walking in nature and I saw something like that, I would immediately just want to take it and go and just do stuff with it.
And I feel like Anna did such a nice job reacting to the inherent texture of the branches. Like that one in the middle that's really, really textured. I feel like Anna did a really nice job of getting those colors and texture to sink into the volume and shape of the branches. So it does have a naturalistic feel to it, even though the colors are colors that you wouldn't normally find in nature. So really nice work integrating all those things. And then the painting itself is so textural. Isn't that just amazing?
Yeah, the fact that the camera has to be several feet away from the image itself, and we could still see the texture with it being that small is really, really amazing. And I think you just like texture. I just think you that's your favorite aspect of any art at this point.
Anna is here live with us in the chat, and they are saying, I love this challenge. It fits so naturally into the work I was already making. I mean, I feel like this is the type of work, Jordan, that I wish I could do. Like, I always wish I could make work on site and work with that. Like, it always looks so amazing when other people do it, even though I know it's not really my strength at all. And
Mhm.
I love this object here. Anna, I wasn't sure if there's paper mache here or if this is actually the shape of the branch that you have, but it almost feels like bones that you found in the forest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. I could see bones for sure. It could be like a big lump of bark or something on the top half, or a rock. Like, there's a lot of things it could be, but I'm actually curious to know what that is too.
Yeah. So, Anna, if you can tell us in the chat, I'd be so curious to hear what that object is. Amanda is saying, great job using the natural world around you. Ginger says, the texture in all of Anna's work is so cool. Blue Wolf is saying, tree bones. I love it. Oh, Anna is saying, it's air dry clay on wood. Wow, I would not have guessed that you actually built something over the branch because it looked like it was just the branch as it
Mhm.
was. It was just a very strange shape, but that's brilliant, Anna. I love that. Okay, the next artist we are going to take a look at is Sarah C. Mcgill. She is from Canada. And Sarah explains, I live near Ottawa, Ontario. While our dog Fenton tries to smell everything on our walks, I brought home a Queen Anne's lace seed head, which you're seeing here in the slide. Queen of Anne's lace, a semi-invasive flowering weed, grows all along the sides of one of our paths. I painted Queen of Anne's lace patterns in gold metallic acrylic over a pink yellow underpainting. And then I layered slow drying dark blue acrylic over the top, then quickly burnished it off to reveal the gold patterns. Oh my goodness, there is so much going on in this process, Jordan. Let's
Wow.
just click through all of the slides so we can see that whole process, and then we'll go back and revisit some of those areas. So you can see here, this is the metallic paint that Sarah applied to the painting. You can see some of the layers of the various paint strokes. Great work in progress images, by the way, Sarah. I just love seeing people's process. So, Jordan, let's start here with the Queen's lace. And what do you think about these two pages, the painting experiment on the right and the thumbnails on the left?
I absolutely love seeing process of anything. For those of you guys who know me well, I like making of documentaries too, and this is a great little insight into seeing how you work. I love how you're testing out the different hues and different values and stuff on the left page, and how you just totally went to town on the right, and just the fact that you mix this really bright saturated magenta next to some of these saturated greens, and then you have the dog there. It's just a lot of fun poppy colors. It's excellent.
And Sarah, I know that you didn't end up going with the face over here, but that doesn't mean you can't save it for the future because I love the image with the dog, but it just seems like this plant brought out a lot of different ideas that you may want to explore in the future. And oh my gosh, I still can't quite wrap my head around the process, but isn't the metallic paint on the left beautiful?
Yeah, I remember seeing this in the Discord actually, and I was just thinking to myself, "Whoa, what is going on here?" Like, it was so different from a lot of the things I've seen before, and I think you really found a very unique and special technique to make this come out.
Yeah, Megan's saying, I love seeing the process. Crispy says, I'm amazed by the concept in the sketches. Oh, Sarah, you are here live with us in the chat. Wonderful. I'm so glad you can be here and share your work with everybody. And Sarah also says, I find it still different to spend time with the process, but it really lets me explore it deeply. Well, I think the fact that there's so many stages to your painting technique, that really changes things as opposed to just doing it all in one run. I mean, certainly there's advantages to doing that as well. But Jordan, the depth
Mhm.
and the transparent paint and the layering, I mean, it's such a rich painting technique.
It really is. I think the layering is probably the next best thing you can get, or the closest thing you can get to the sketch that you showed us, where it's just everything is very vibrant. And I love how we have that layering of that deep purple in the background. I think that's probably my favorite part of that painting. I'm also biased because purple is my favorite color, but still, I really love those moments. I think you did a great job.
Sarah says, I find it still different to spend time. Oh, I already went over that. Sorry about that. We've got Lady Kimono who says, this is stunning. And Lexa, yes, this is Sarah's dog. And Sarah also says, I very much want to make the face in a different way for the process. You paint the blue over the gold and the gold shows through. The rest is painted normally. Very cool. I love that so much. And I'm so glad, Bean Bean, that you can be here for the live stream. All right, everybody, we have some prizes to give out. The honorable mention goes to Bonnie Lynx. We were so thrilled to see your drawing of the poke weed. So congratulations for the work you did on this art dare. And the prize goes to Anna Weider Blank. Anna, we were blown away by this outdoor installation piece, your engagement with the materials, the range of textures and forms. Absolutely wonderful work. And thank you, everybody, for supporting each other. There's so many nice comments here from our community. I mean, Jordan, isn't that wonderful that people here are so encouraging of each other and it's not just me, 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 me?
I think that's one of the best things about Art Prof in general is the fact that all you guys have built it up to become an inspiring and motivational place. Every artist, I think, needs to know that their work is appreciated, and to have it come in like this, I can imagine is incredibly great feeling for each artist. So thank you guys.
Thank you all for supporting each other. It is so meaningful to everybody. Before we announce the new Art Dare, I want to let you know that you need to tune in tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific for Jordan's live stream. What are you going to be doing tonight, Jordan?
I'm gonna be working on some shadow boxer stuff. I know some people in the stream were there last week, so I'd love to see you all again. And I'm gonna be continuing a drawing I was working on last week of two of my characters interacting. But you'll have to see tonight to see what that turns into.
This is how you get your extra art prof fix. Because now that we're not streaming as often, you can still hang out with Jordan and pick his brain and help him along his journey. And you can say when he wins his Emmy for Shadow Boxers, the animated series, I was there at the very beginning with Jordan when he was developing Shadow Boxers. So tune in tonight to chat more about all his work. The October Art Dare, we are calling it Social Media Makeover. Now, Jordan, you and I went through our own little social media boot camp when we were
Mhm.
traveling in California. And tell us why you wanted to. I mean, I was sort of bugging you about it, but why
Tell the
were you
truth, Sarah.
feeling like maybe you could make some changes and make over your sites?
Yeah, I think it's really good to just have another pair of eyes looking at your social media because we're so used to what it is that we create, but it may not be the best for promoting your work, or maybe you just need something different. And so this is going to be a great challenge for you guys to just try something new. And again, it's a makeover. That's really what it is. So just have fun with it and try some new stuff.
And the thing about this art dare, listen, it doesn't have to be complicated. If you want to just go through and just clean a little, that's significant because I don't always have time to like deep scrub my kitchen, but I can rearrange a few things. I can stick the teacups somewhere else. And you can think about it as just scrubbing it down or archiving some posts. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. But if you do want to do something that's a little bit more focused, I think this is a great chance to do that. Now, Jordan, what are some things we changed about your Instagram during the Clara social media bootcamp?
One of the biggest things was just so I had a huge backlog of Shadowboxer's artwork that I never posted or shared. And when Clara found out, she wanted to she wanted to yell at me. And so we decided, or what she decided to tell me was to try and shift my focus to more Shadowboxer stuff and post things with more color and my process and things like that. So now if you go on my Instagram, the first things you see have a lot of color on there. And there's also a couple more images of me on there as well. So yeah, changes quite a bit.
So here's the before boot camp. You can see this is just part of Jordan's profile grid. And here's the after. I think the after looks better because the thing that we were talking about, we have to get Jordan on Netflix. And let's say a producer, somebody stumbles upon Jordan and sees that profile grid, which is more eye-catching, this or this. Obviously, it's going to be this one. And Jordan, I was appalled at how much work you have that you haven't shared, because most people, their problem with social media is they don't have enough work to post. You have so much. And so I bothered you and I said, you have to post this. This is a great photo. And what was the reaction to this?
Very, very positive. People were very excited about it. You guys can see the likes on there, and love just kept coming in. And I think it was fun because there was a little bit of mystery to it, because these are symbols in my project that I haven't really articulated to you all as the audience. So it created a little bit of discussion in there, and that was fun.
Yeah, and spreads like this, you had never really shared all of the billions of sketches that you had gone through to design Kayla's hoverboard. And I was explaining, for me, I don't understand any of this process, okay? Because I've never designed props or vehicles or anything like that. So when I got to see this, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This really explains your process. And so I think that's really great to share stuff of your work that maybe you take for granted, that you're like, this is not a big deal. And then you show it to somebody else, and they go, oh my gosh, like to you, this is not a big deal, right?
No, well, at the time it definitely was, but now looking at it, it's just like, oh, this is just for me to get to the final. But as you were explaining it, I kind of forget how helpful this is for people to see it, to be inspired, or to understand a little bit about what it is that I do. So yeah. You were right, Clara. You were right. And I'll definitely
told you so.
I'll definitely call you out when I get, or I don't know if call you out's the right terminology, but I'll definitely give you a shout out when I get my Emmy. Don't you worry.
When you get your Emmy, exactly.
Yeah.
So I know we have some questions in the chat, but let's go over the exercise that we want people to try for this art dare. This is called observe your own behavior. What you do, you look at Instagram, whatever you're looking at, and you scroll through the field like you usually do. But instead, you're going to take notes on how you interact with the posts. For example, what are the posts that you skip? You don't even bother looking at them. Jordan, have you ever seen a post in your feed that annoys you for one reason or another, or is this just me?
I don't think I get as annoyed as you. There are definitely some I skip. But to be honest, I don't even look at the ones I skip them. Like they just don't catch my eye, so I barely even know what they are when I skip them.
Well, I know that one thing that annoys me, this is more like an eye roll, is I followed people where it's just the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, can you just give me something a little different? To the point where if they're doing it long enough, I unfollow them because I get bored. I'm like, it's the same post over and over again. Now, the other thing to look at, what are the posts that you bother to like, tap, or comment on? Because Jordan, a lot of us don't realize that what we like as a viewer does not line up with what we are doing as an artist. Did you ever see that when we were talking about your social media?
Yeah, for me, I just love doing figure drawing. You guys might know that. That's one of my favorite things when it comes to drawing. But as a constant thing to post, it's not necessarily the best thing in the world. So that's why it's good to split it up and have some things with color, or have some more finished pieces, or even some pieces that have nothing to do with characters but are just fun to look at in general, whether it's an environment or a prop. So yeah, definitely got a little bit of that in our boot
Yeah.
camp.
It's surprising that the things we enjoy we're not doing ourselves. So this is a very interesting exercise to do. And I think it'll be really fun in the Discord for everybody to compare notes, because then we're basically researching together what are the things that people enjoy on social media, what provides engagement. And then write down in your notes, why did you react the way you did? Why did you like that post? Was it because you were attracted to the colors? Was it because Jordan is showing off his muscles? Whatever it is that you're never going to live that down, Jordan, that thirst
Nope,
photo.
never. It's okay.
And
Had to take.
then you look at the things you wrote down, and then you write down actions for yourself to change on your social media based on your observations. So we have some cool comments here, like Melissa saying, I currently have a mishmash Instagram. I'm thinking about opening a new one devoted solely to my art. Thoughts? Yeah, that's another thing is, I know, Jordan, you just recently decided to make a new Instagram just for shadow boxers.
Yeah, I haven't even posted anything. I just made the page, but I thought it would just be a good idea for me because I have a feeling that there are going to be some people who just want to follow the artwork and not necessarily my personal life. So there's that, and then there are people who can migrate over, and I don't see it being a losing battle necessarily. I don't think I'm going to lose all my followers on my personal page in lieu of the other one. So yeah, yeah, that's why I decided.
Jane says, I've been meaning to show my studio on Instagram, but my husband needed some space and it's rearranged temporarily. Time to put it back so I can share it. Yeah, so that thing you've been meaning to do, this art dare is here to give you a kick in the butt and to make it happen. Because I know it's oftentimes challenging to make time to do social media, but I'm hoping that the group brainstorming, the group observations, we can learn from each other. Because Jordan, when you're trying to do it by yourself, it's pretty difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. I actually read a quote last night. I think it's an African proverb. It said, "If you want to do it right, do it alone. But if you want to go far, do it with others."
Yeah.
And I think that enough said. Put it like that.
We've already got a tip from Sarah who says, please more people share their process or tools because I love that. And we also have Pat who says, just changed my profile pic this week after a year of the same thing. The new pic shows my face for the first time. Our prof community has been super supportive. Even that counts. Changing your profile page really can impact how people perceive your account. Now we have some suggestions. You can do whatever you want for this art dare, but here are some very specific things that are quick to do that can have a high impact. So the first one is archiving irrelevant posts, stocking up on photos, shooting photos that are more varied. Photos of yourself, right, Jordan?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is tricky. Even something simple like organizing your Instagram highlights. Because I think, Jordan, before you went to Clara Boot Camp, I think you didn't have highlights, or if you did, you had like one.
I have one that was like 3 years old, super outdated. And so I remember we sat down at the table and I was just like putting all this stuff together. I made one for my YouTube channel, one for Shadow Boxers. I think there might be one more, but I can't remember what that is right now. But those were definitely the two biggest ones.
Lady Kimono says, I'm pretty happy with my Instagram. My webpage is a mess. Could I do my webpage instead? Yes. In fact, I should add that to the Art Dare page to make sure that everybody knows. So thank you so much for asking, Lady Kimono. Let's take a look at TikTok. How many people here are on TikTok? Jordan, you're on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, but still am a little bewildered. But here are some simple things. Mia Rozier, who's here on our staff. She's our TikTok queen. And she told me that one thing you can do is repost an old video, which you would never do on Instagram because people are like, what's going on? But apparently TikTok is so random that sometimes reposting an old video, it can perform differently. Did you know this, Jordan?
No, I did not know that. It's frustrating that that's the case.
Or if you have never used an editing app, I was using Premiere forever because that's just what I knew. And then I switched to Video Leap, and I love Video Leap. And they have stickers, they have music effects and sound effects, and trying something, a feature in there that you've never done before. Maybe cut a video on a topic that you've never done before. Even just making playlists. Like, I just found out about this, about playlists on TikTok. And so I spent a good half an hour reorganizing things. Do you have playlists on yours?
No, I don't think I have enough videos for a full like playlist really, because they're all kind of the same at this point. I think I will eventually though.
So this is a good question from Anna, who says, so what exactly do we post to Art Prof? Well, you can do it any number of ways. Let's say you've never shown a photo of your studio and you share your first photo of your studio. Just write in the text caption the decision behind that, and then use hashtag ArtProfDare. And you can explain however you want, but as long as you say in the text caption, this is something new, I've never done this before, or I tried moving this around, that's enough. And then you can also, if you're not on social media, I suppose, or if you're just doing your web page, and let's say you're not on Instagram, you could use our upload form, which is on our website. All right, now let's take a look. How many people here have a YouTube channel? Because I know this is a ton of work, but Jordan, you and I had a lot of conversations about your YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot. Titles, thumbnails. Even before my channel started, I remember having staff calls with you and the rest of the team about how to push Art Prof up, and just changing things like thumbnails, like titles, changing the tags and the videos and stuff really helped boosted our viewership.
Wow, we have a bunch of people that have TikTok. So Megan says, just starting, also have a YouTube channel. And Ginger says, I got one. Crispy's asking about Pinterest. I guess this is very selfish, but we're not doing Pinterest because I don't comprehend Pinterest. And honestly, I don't really feel like I would know, but I don't know. I guess you guys could. What do you think, Jordan?
I'll be honest, I only use Pinterest as a way to save reference photos. I do nothing else with it. And the stuff that I put in the most is my shadow boxer stuff, and that's privated because I can't spoil anything for you guys.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do webpage, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So that way more people are on the same page. Anna is asking, what's a really simple video editing app for noobs? Video Leap. I love Video Leap. I was very hesitant to switch to an editing app because I know Premiere so well, but oh my gosh, it was the smartest thing. It does, of course, take more than 2 seconds to learn, but it is such a good investment for anybody who wants to do some short videos. So we do have a lot of videos that are going to help you with this. So for example, if you want tips on how to photograph your art, take studio shots, work in progress, get ideas for photos, this is very helpful because Jordan, taking a photo of your work to say I'm finished, that's different than a picture of your computer on your desk.
Yeah, it's very different. Actually, I was I was looking at someone's homework that they posted. I teach now, and they had it all at this weird angle. Lighting was bad. I was like, I don't know what this is, bro. Like, you need to redo this. And so, if I'm feeling that way, I imagine a lot of other people are who are looking at your work. So definitely want to take clear, nice, strong photos that are well lit, and people know what's going on.
Yeah. And really, I know a lot of people are very overwhelmed by the 10 billion options, but I can tell you in our streams, you don't have to watch the stream. We have slideshows that just lay things out very quickly. And really, we literally give you a to-do list. We say, take a photo of your hands holding your supplies. Take a studio picture. take a picture of a work in progress with the tools next to it. So we try to keep the suggestions here extremely concrete. We don't tell you things like, Jordan, be yourself in your photos. Like, that is really not helpful for a lot of people. So if you are very worried about this, we are very specific. And I think, Jordan, that helps because it feels like you're just being given a list of tasks as opposed to, oh, do whatever.
Yeah. I've always found assignments from clients or even homework assignments easier when I had more direction than just do whatever. It's very hard to just do whatever when it comes to anything, I notice.
Ginger says this dare is going to force me to do what I've been procrastinating for months. Yeah, it's easy to put this stuff off because it's exhausting and it's a big effort. But I feel like, Jordan, if we do this together as a community, I think it'll be more fun.
I think so. And it's even kind of making me want to go like, I need to spruce up some of my content and my pages on everything too. So it's a good idea. Yeah.
So for all of the information, links to everything, go to artprof.org. We do have an upload form for anybody who wants to post something, let's say on YouTube. Like on YouTube, you can't really use hashtag ArtProfDare the same way. So if you're doing a web page, I guess on TikTok, you could use ArtProfDare. But there's any number of options. And really, a lot of this is you sharing your observations. Here's what I saw. Here's what I changed. So we can discuss that. I think it'll be a great conversation for everybody to have. This Google slideshow is available. The link is in the YouTube video description below. You can access all of our slideshows. I'm weird. I don't like to watch videos a lot of the time, even though I make videos. And so I like the slideshows because you can just get the overview very quickly. Please join us right after the stream. Jordan and I will be in the post live streams stage channel in the Discord where you get to talk to us on voice. There are many ways you can support ArtProf. You can register now for our premium workshops. These are one-day workshops, 3 hours, $60. We've got 2 coming up, gestural portraits, figure drawing. The spots are filling up. In fact, I got 3 spots filled this morning. So you guys want to jump on this if you want to participate in a premium workshop. Become a monthly Patreon supporter. Get exclusive content. Get access to the Patreon channels. You can purchase a portfolio critique. And thank you to our top Patreon supporters. Jordan, these people, they are our lifeline here. They are making it happen. And yes, you guys, this is the biggest increase we've had in so long. I'm like, oh my God, we went up like, this is significant, everybody. I mean, I will take any increase, but $71 going up, that's a big deal to us. So thank you for supporting us. And remember, ArtProf has a podcast. It's available on Spotify and also on iTunes. And subscribe to our channel for more tutorials, critiques, and business tips. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.